Tony East here in Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, where I just saw one of the craziest NBA games I've maybe ever seen. Pacers, Cavs, the 82nd game of the season for both teams. 3 starters playing total between both teams in Miles Turner, Aaron Nesmith, and Andrew Nembhard. They only played the first half. It was a bench battle at first. It was a reserves battle in the end, and it ended up an insane double overtime game that the Pacers pulled out. I covered the team for Forbes and Locked On Pacers, and there is a lot to talk about from this game, but mostly the drama. I mean, I couldn't believe it. It looked like it was going to be a walk-away Cavs win. They were up 27 in the third quarter, and to that point, it had largely been Pacers that, well, maybe not the most consequential, like play somewhat often. Jarris Walker, Obi Toppin, Miles Turner, Aaron Nesmith, Andrew Nembhard, Johnny Furphy, Thomas Bryant, TJ McConnell. That was the Pacers' early rotation, right? That group played most often through the first, second, and half of the third quarter. Pacers were down 27 at the time. They looked terrible with their best players on the floor. That just can't happen, right? You got to be better than that with those groups, and it looked like it was going to be a kind of rough loss and some not good takeaways for the Pacers bench heading into the playoffs, and they would like to have more momentum, but who really cares? Their starters weren't playing. They'd already locked up their seed, blah, blah, blah. And then Rick Carlisle goes to his reserves, and more specifically the lineup late for, and by late I mean basically the entire fourth quarter and both double overtimes and the rest of the third, about 28 and a half minutes. He went to a group featuring all 3 of the Pacers' two-way contract players, Ray J. Dennis, Enrique Freeman, and Quentin Jackson, combined with Tony Bradley and rookie Johnny Furphy. And they were excellent. They forced a billion turnovers. The Cavs were gassed because they were playing a lot of their young guys. Jalen Tyson played 46 minutes. Naquan Tomlin played 47 minutes. Craig Porter Jr. played 43. Tristan Thompson played 43. Emoni Bates played 42. While the Pacers played a lot of their guys lots of minutes, Furphy was over in the 40s as well. They had a little bit more energy from that group, especially Quentin Jackson, who almost hit 40, but he was really moving around well. He could get to the rim, and so the Pacers, who had just a dreadful offensive showing, I think they were 5 for 9 from 3 in the first quarter, and then the next thing you knew, they were 5 for 26 from 3. Pacers missed 17 threes in a row. Not all the greatest or worst looks ever, but they were missing their best three-point creator. It's not a big deal. It was just a disaster offensive night in that way. They weren't getting enough at the rim. They weren't making the threes that they generated, and they were getting smoked by a Cavs team that also had nothing to play for. Pacers were either going to lose and potentially move up the draft order or win and have their first 50-win season in over a decade, and it looked like it was just going to be an ugly loss, and they would kind of limp into the playoffs. And that late group was so inspired, and they were terrific. All of them did something valuable. Quentin Jackson was the scoring threat. 16 shot attempts and 7 free throws. He made 7 shots on his way to 21 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, and 4 steals. He was very active on defense. He got the Pacers into transition. That's where they're at their best. He's always been such a juice guy. Call him the juicer all season. Him and Obi Toppin play those roles, and he certainly did in this game. Loved the way Quentin Jackson played. He was certainly the leader of that group. He was the Pacers' leading scorer. He started at times this year, right? He's clearly their best two-way player to me, but he played very well, right? It was the leader of that group down the stretch. Johnny Furphy was the physical kind of bang and wing. He couldn't make jumpers in this game. He missed 6 threes, but he only missed 5 twos. He was 4 for 9 inside the arc. He made all 4 of his free throws. He had 15 and 9. He's great on the glass for his size. 5 assists for Furphy. I'm almost certain without looking that's a career high, right? He was physical. He got hit in the face real hard, popped right back up, got a big rebound, right? That's just how he plays. He was great. Tony Bradley was the rebounder, as he usually is, 14 and 14. For him, 5 offensive boards, 5 blocks. Guarding Tristan Thompson makes it very easy to just kind of step to the side and block a shot. He did that several times. Plus 31 for Tony Bradley in this game. He missed 2 layups that I'm sure he would like to have back, maybe even a third. He had a chance to win the game at the end of the first overtime. Regardless, I thought he was fairly effective in this game, and maybe the Pacers won't need to turn to him in the playoffs. He's on the team just in case there's an emergency, but at least some confidence that he can be serviceable enough come postseason time. Enrique Freeman was on the floor for this group. He wasn't finishing shots. He missed all his threes and was 2 for 5 on twos, but 4 free throws, active with 8 boards on his way to 8 and 8. He got a big cheer from the crowd when he came in. He's an Ohio kid, went to Akron, right? Fun day for him coming in wearing an Arizona shirt after Arizona beat Akron in the NCAA tournament. I'm sure him and TJ McConnell were having some fun there, but Freeman active on the glass with Bradley, right? 22 boards for those two, and again, they only played third quarter onward in their cases. And Ray J. Dennis, the 2A guy signed in January, 13 points for him, consecutive double-digit games to close the season, 6 assists, led the Pacers in assists. He's a good passer. That's his best skill by far. 3 steals, 2 blocks, and 5 boards. He did a little bit of everything. He just wasn't the most efficient. That group, a lot of contributions, a lot of energy, a lot of activity. They kept doing just enough, right? They were down 27 in the third. They were down 23 in the fourth. They just chipped it to 14. At 14 when a couple guys noted that they felt like, maybe we can pull off this comeback. They got it down even further and further. It was a 24-2 run in total in about 5.5 minutes in the fourth quarter. An unbelievable stretch. All of a sudden, they're right in it. They're down 1. And the Cavs score 5 straight points. That felt like the end to me. The Cavs responded to the Pacers' punch. They were up 6. Tristan Thompson, 2 free throws with a Cavs 6-point lead in the final minute. He missed both of them on that basket right over my shoulder right there. And the Pacers took advantage, scoring the next 6 points of the game. A few steals on inbounds passes, a few big plays in transition. All of a sudden, they have a chance for the winner in regulation. Johnny Furphy missed it. The first overtime period was hideous. It was 4-4. A chance at the game winner for Tony Bradley. He missed it. Then the second overtime, finally, some action from the Pacers who were scoring, getting to the basket, and finished off their 50th win of the season. Such a cool game for the Pacers. Draft positioning could have been nice for them. They don't get it. They get win number 50, their first 50-win season in over a decade. That's great. That shows a lot. That's a quality number, right? That shows something about the talent level of your team. They are now 50-32. And a cool way to get it to me, because it's 3 guys in Freeman and Dennis and Quentin Jackson who are ineligible to play in the playoffs. It's how 2-way contracts work. Rick Carlisle saying postgame he thinks it should be changed so that those guys can play in the playoffs regardless. They can't. This was their last game of the season, and they played like it. They all admitted that at some point today they had the realization or the thought creep in, it's my last game, right? And they all played like it with energy, with force, with leadership, with leading by example with their play, something to guide the Pacers in this game. And again, that they had no business winning. They were awful when their key guys were playing, right? Jarris Walker was okay. He had 11 and 8. But everybody else, Obi Toppin didn't feel his presence very much. Miles Turner didn't play very much, didn't feel him on defense. Andrew Nembhard was 1 for 8, although his passing was okay. Nesmith was effective scoring the ball. He was their most efficient starter, but his defense was hit or miss. Like, they didn't get enough from that crew. Thomas Bryant was -14, McConnell -24. He doesn't have the same step as last year, right? It felt like a game that could have been defined by, is this group going to be good enough to be the Pacers bench in the playoffs? Instead, it was a game defined by what Rick Carlisle said was the biggest comeback in Pacers history and the biggest comeback in the NBA this season. It took till game 82 and double overtime. First double OT game for the Pacers since 2017, 8 years. Basically the first times I was covering this team. And they get a double OT win. They are the 4 seed. They have 50 wins. They host the Bucks next weekend. We'll find out about the times of their series very soon. We'll find the Pacers' reigns of draft picks very soon. It's either going to be 22-25 or 23-25 of the first round. I'll have more on that coming up soon. Thank you guys so much for watching all of these all season. I'll do these videos in the playoffs as well. Locked On Pacers for much more on this game and the Pacers' outlook going forward. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you soon.